Hi, guys. Mary has left us. So difficult. This morning, I received a call from Isidore from the hospital. He sent me a message and he told me he was going to call me right away. He told me that Mary left us last night, 5 o'clock in the morning. Um, the night after the surgery, uh, Mary had a complicated night, as it was to be expected, but nothing out of the ordinary. We always say that the next 72 hours are critical. This is why. She died of something called disseminated intravascular clotting, which is basically a number of blood clots that reduce the capacity from of the body to fully coagulate. So basically, a generalized blood clotting situation. She spent a good day yesterday. She was eating. She was alert, but the team knew that it was a risky situation. Before the surgery and during the surgery, she had gone through blood transfusions. Uh, they had coagulation factors there waiting. Isidore spent the first night at the clinic, and then the next day he came back and and he was with her until she left, until she died at 5 o'clock. In days like today, it doesn't happen often, but it happens. It's incredibly sad because because you think of what it could have been if we had been able to get there earlier. If that terrible owner had treated her tumor the first time they discovered it, probably 2 years ago or 3 years ago, I don't know. But what I know is that from the moment she was with us, we did everything that we could possibly do to save her, by the book and creatively as well. Because when we got her, we basically had three alternatives. The first one was to amputate the leg completely, get rid of the leg. But but bearing in mind her age and her overall condition and and her size, no, 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 no. We had to get rid of that tumor. Then the other option, obviously, is what 90% of vets out there will do, is suggest euthanasia without even trying. But that's not an option with us. I mean, at least we had to try. I mean, you always know that if you euthanize the animal right away, that's it. But we had to give her a chance, and we did, and we eliminated that tumor completely. That was so great. But then, but then it's the natural reaction of the body. And think about it. I mean, that tumor was about 20% of the weight of Mary. So from the moment we took it out, there was a risk of her coagulation and her blood acting up like it happened. After every surgery, I always say the next 72 hours are critical. And we always try to be very optimistic, and the surgery has gone well, and yeah, surgery went really well, really great. We had the best vets with us. We had Isidore, and we had this other friend of mine which is one of the world's top surgeons, and you know him very well because he's been with us for many years. So we had two great vets, great surgeons. We had anesthesiologists. We had a great team, and we had you, and we had all this positive force just rooting for her. And then, I mean, at some point we had some negativity, but it's always people that don't understand. But the ones that understand, you were here and you supported this, and, and we just did what we had to do, and we were so happy. I tell you, wow, I was so elated, so happy to see that massive thing out. And then I imagine her leaving the hospital, walking, like running, like Alma did, and I imagine her coming and stay with me because she really was kind. She was a really great dog. And I thought, well, I mean, maybe she's not gonna have so long to live, maybe 6 months, maybe a year. So she'll stay here with us. My, she would have gotten along with everybody, including Rocky, who bites everybody. But, uh, but it wasn't meant to be. I spoke to Isidore uh, after he told me the news, and he was devastated. The girls at the clinic, they're so sad. Everybody. See, since we started working with Isidore, um, they've got to see some very extreme cases, and you fall in love with these animals in a special way. It's not your usual situation. These animals have gone through a lot, and they have a story behind. And and then when you lose them like this, June, no, not giving up. Of course, I'm not giving up. See, when I started doing this, there were times when this thing hit me so hard that I kind of, what am I doing? What am I doing? This is too painful. This is too painful. But now, after so many years, you learn to deal with the pain. You learn to deal with the pain. I don't cry like I used to before. I used to break down and cry, and vets will go like, "Oh my God, this guy, ooh, he really gets involved in his rescues." Now the suffering is different. It's not as raw as before. Uh, wow, but it's still there. Jesus. Today it's a really bad day. Um, now I had the memories of the time I spent with her at the hospital and how nice she was and how kind. And the last time I looked at her in the eyes at the surgery table, and just before she went into surgery, when we went to sedate her, I told her, "Don't worry, it's gonna be okay. It's gonna be great. You will run after this." Uh, Turns out that she's running in heaven now. Yeah. So I want to thank each and every one of you for the support you've given us uh, in this surgery, for the way you got involved in this. Even today, I mean, I'm now starting to do these live sessions because I felt it was a good way to connect with you, with the community. And even today, look, you're here. You're here with me, and you're going through this. We're going through this together. So today I'll sleep. I'll think, could we have done something different? But the thing is that no, we just couldn't have done anything differently. And even if it happens today, we will do the same. That I guarantee you. Actually, just a couple of minutes before I started this live session, there was a couple that came to my house because now I don't know, somebody leaked my address. So now my address is public, and People are coming to my house, and they asked me for help for a dog that is trapped in some kind of yard, completely locked, and the dog also has a tumor. It's not so big now, but it also has a tumor and it's bad. And I realized that all these dogs that are neglected, I mean, many of them have tumors untreated. Many of them have injuries untreated, and they're all in pain. What am I gonna do? So obviously, tomorrow morning, first thing in the morning, I'm gonna go there, and I'm gonna get that dog. I'm gonna negotiate with the owner, and if he doesn't give him to me, then what? Then we'll do what we do. Anyway, rest in peace, sweet, beautiful Mary. You're so beautiful and big and kind. My God, she was so kind. Everyone fell in love with her at the hospital because she would just go and see all the patients, and it was like a therapy dog. She was going around and talking to everybody and talking to other dogs and to cats. She was good with cats. Come on, she really. This one stinks. This was painful. They all are, but she was very special. She was very special. Anyway, so if you believe in afterlife, pray for her. If you don't believe, don't pray, but think of her. And thank you. Above all, thank you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being in this community, and for giving your support to animals that they just had no one else. I always say these animals have nobody else. Mary didn't have anybody. For many years, people saw her. I mean, she had an owner, but people could see her. The tumor was growing, and hundreds, maybe thousands of people saw this dog there in the field. So wherever she was, and no one did anything until we did. Veterinary sciences and medicine are not an exact science. Many things can go wrong. Doesn't matter how well you perform your job, how careful you are, how well you follow the procedures. Many things can go wrong. It's biology. We are imperfect beings. It's not an exact science. We're not like mathematical algorithms. Anyway, so sad. For those of you who have just joined, wait until the live session gets uploaded completely, and then you will hear what happened. Uh, she died of blood clotting, disseminated intravascular blood clotting. And it's something that can happen to animals, it can happen to humans after a surgery. And when it happens, it can be solved. There has to be a very quick reaction, but if it happens in a massive scale, like it happened to her, there is very little you can do. Thank you, Velvet Touch. Thank you. It's amazing. Even in a moment like now, there are people contributing and helping. Anyway, I promise you we did our very best. I promise you we will do it again. I promise you we will do it again. Tomorrow morning, I'm gonna go and I'm gonna see that dog that is trapped in this horrible place with that tumor, and I'm gonna go and get that dog. I'm gonna rescue him. Next week, we have 3 surgeries. We have Gigi, we have Nano, and we have Victor. And we have to take Jack home as well on Tuesday. It's gonna be really busy. We're gonna be uploading our videos as we always do, and I'm gonna have some live sessions that help us, while I'm out and about. Kind of helps me feel that I'm not alone. Okay. Watch this full live session now when it gets uploaded, and you'll understand what happens. Anyway, lots of love. Thank you for everything. And I'm really sorry I don't have better news. I'm so sorry. See you tomorrow. I'll probably will come up on a live session tomorrow, Sunday, just to give a heads up. I'm sure many of you will be worried about me today. Fact is, I'm home alone, just thinking. Anyway, lots of love, and I'll see you tomorrow. Take care.